Hey, baby.
Look at them eyebrows. They look good.
What you? Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cunning Beauty. I am Delisa and I'm here with another video for you today. Do you all notice anything different on my face? Pow! Look at my eyebrows, y'all. I finally got my eyebrows permanently done with the technique of microshading and microblading. So I kind of just wanted to do a quick video to talk through my experience. We're just gonna jump right into it. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you click the notification bell so you know when all of my new videos are coming out. And make sure you are following me on Instagram at cunning_beauty. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Lots of good content on Instagram that unfortunately does not make it to YouTube. All of the reels and stories and all the things that you're missing out on Instagram. This has been a long time coming, y'all. I have been wanting to get my eyebrows done for so long. I haven't posted an eyebrow tutorial or an eyebrow video in a while, but if you have seen any of them, it takes me the longest to do my eyebrows. When I do my full makeup look, my eyebrows typically take the longest, and there's a couple reasons for that. The first reason is because my eyebrows were very sparse, like they were very thin, not a lot of hair. Listen, I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s era where thin eyebrows were the thing. So when I was in high school, we would tweeze our eyebrows to being non-existent, basically because that was the style then. And I think I just tweezed my eyebrows so much that they really just did not grow back the way they should. My eyebrows were a little bit of a lost cause. So of course, with the beauty of makeup, I've been able to just kind of obviously fill in my eyebrows with either a pencil or a pomade. So that's what I've been doing for the past like 15 years, I guess you can say, is filling in my eyebrows that way. But it really wasn't until maybe like 5 or 6 years ago when I started putting more precision, is that the right word? Anyway, I started focusing on my eyebrows more. So I would fill them in and then I would take a little brush and use concealer and like wipe out the excess. And it just took at least 10-15 minutes for me to get my eyebrows the way I wanted to because I was working with no hair. I would spend my time because I wanted them to look perfect. So that would take up most of the time when I was doing my makeup. But now, y'all, I'm just so happy that I don't have to deal with that anymore. I love how these eyebrows came out, and I'll zoom in a little closer for you to see. But I mean, they look really good. I'm gonna zoom in really quick for y'all to see. Okay, hold on. Okay, so now you can see my eyebrows. So what I got done was a combo eyebrow. It's a combination of microblading and then shading. That gives it a little bit more of a natural look because if you do the microblading by itself, but it just makes everything look nice and crisp. Like I love how they come down and it's just like, it's like very crisp ending of my arch right there. So I love that. So like I said, I had been contemplating for a very, very long time in getting my eyebrows done. And honestly, the only reason that I didn't pull the trigger at any time that I thought about it was because I was really just afraid. Like this is permanent makeup. Like this is not, I can't wipe them off, which is amazing, but I can't wipe them off if I don't like them and start all over again. Like this is permanent. So that really scared me in wanting to get my eyebrows done. I was just so afraid, like, what if I don't like it? And then here I am stuck with these eyebrows that I don't like. So that's really what took me the longest time to determine and pull the trigger on investing in getting my eyebrows done. Of course, people talk about pain, and I'll kind of talk about that too. Obviously, it is microblading, which is a form of like tattooing. There is somewhat of a needle involved. There is a little bit of pain. It's not that much at all, but there is a little bit that I did feel. So that's a whole nother thing that some people are afraid of. That didn't really scare me, but I did it. And they came out so nice, so I'm happy. It wasn't until I have one of my good friends who got her eyebrows done who she was recommended by, I think, her best friend. Both of their eyebrows turned out really good. And I'm like, okay, man, those look really good. And then my good friend's sister got hers done and hers turned out really well. So I was just like, okay, you know what? I think this is the person that I wanna go to. I know 3 people who have gone there. They love their eyebrows. I've seen their eyebrows in person. They look very natural and they look good. So I'm just gonna do it. I actually ended up seeing a Cyber Monday sale from the most recent holiday season. I saw a Cyber Monday sale where it was like 35% off. Because you guys, microblading is not cheap. It is truly an investment. You can invest in it and you have the money for it. I highly recommend it. It will be the best investment makeup wise that you can do. The place I went to is called Poise Beauty. They're in Ocala, Florida. So I make the drive to Ocala, which is about an hour-and-a-half drive from Orlando, but you know what? I was willing to make the drive. So the location is actually super cute, but I was also a little confused because it actually looks like a little bungalow house. When I walked in, it was definitely very comfy, cozy, very homey feel, so that felt good. The first thing she did was give me the paperwork that I needed to fill out, and it basically talks about any like skin conditions you may have or any other illnesses that you may have that may affect, you know, a tattooing type needle procedure that was going to happen. The questions were very simple. And then literally after that, as soon as I handed her my paper, she came to me in the lobby, like in the front desk area, and she put numbing cream on my eyebrows. She didn't even look at my eyebrows, and it was just interesting that she didn't even look to say, oh, okay, like I see this is what I'm working with today. Nope, she was just like, here's a numbing cream. Put the numbing cream on, that needs to stay on for 30 minutes. I'm like, okay. She's like, I have snacks over here and water. If there's restroom over here, if you need to use the restroom. I'm like, okay. So I'm just sitting in the front lobby or front desk area of her little bungalow office. And then I went and sat in her area where she does the microblading. And she kind of went down the procedure of how things were gonna work. She was gonna map them out first. She kind of gave me the whole rundown on how it works. She maps them out. She matches the shading to my eyebrow color that I already have. So I have a little footage here of her finishing the mapping. So I was kind of checking it out in the mirror to see how I like the shape. So once that was done, I laid back down and she started the actual microblading process with the kind of like outer tracing. Let's talk about the pain level. So obviously you have the numbing cream, which helps a lot. Obviously you can still feel it a little bit. I would assume that if you didn't have numbing cream, you could feel it a lot more. I have lots of tattoos already, so I am used to kind of that pain. It wasn't uncomfortable at all. I mean, it is like a tattoo. You can feel her kind of tracing with the needle and doing the hair strokes with the needle, but it was bearable. So she did the outlines first, and then she did the hair-like strokes in between in the front part and then towards the end of my eyebrow. And in between each eyebrow, she would go back and put numbing cream on. So like once she finished this eyebrow, she would put numbing cream on it and then work on this eyebrow that has already had numbing cream sitting on it. She'll wipe the numbing cream off and start working on that. And then when she's done with that eyebrow, she puts numbing cream back on, wipes this off, and then go back. So she's definitely trying to make you as comfortable as possible with the numbing cream so that you don't feel a lot of pain. I will say probably the most uncomfortable part was the actual shading part. And I think that's just because at that point, you know, it's been so much going on with your eyebrows. So now that she's shading, it's just getting uncomfortable because, you know, she's been working on your eyebrows so much. So it's almost like it's just a little sore at this point. So that's really what I was feeling. I was still sitting there fine. Like I honestly didn't budge. I also have a little bit of a high tolerance for pain. I honestly fell asleep. Like I got to the point where I kind of like moved a little bit and she was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just falling asleep. I'm sorry. I will say I was not expecting it to take as long. It took about 3 hours, which is fine. I mean, however long she needed to take to make them be as perfect as they can be. She could have took 5 hours, that's fine. But I wasn't expecting it to take that long, but just FYI, it's gonna be at least 2 to 3 hours that someone could be working on your eyebrows. So I would definitely plan for that time. And we had a little bit of small talk, like she was telling me about her kids, and you know, I was telling her where I worked and she was telling me that she comes there all the time. So we bonded a little bit while, you know, she was working on it, which is good because you want to feel comfortable with the person that's, you know, doing permanent makeup on you. So 3 hours later, she finishes. She kind of shows me the eyebrows, and y'all, I was blown away. I was so nervous to see the final product, but I was so blown away when she showed me the final product. So obviously I'm about 2 to 3 days in, but I do want to show you what they looked like exactly while I was laying on the table when she finished. So here's a picture of what it looked like. Very nice. Obviously there's a little bit of redness from, you know, her working on my eyebrows, but they were beautiful, and I was so happy with it. So the aftercare, which is very important. Even if you get a regular tattoo, like aftercare is very important for any type of procedure like that. So as you can see, they are a little dark, right? And this is, she told me that in the first 7 days, even maybe the first few, 10 days after that, they're gonna be a little darker. Just like a regular tattoo, it will kind of have a little bit of a scab, and then they will flake. So I'm anticipating that in the next few days for them to scab over and flake off. She does give you a little aftercare card, aftercare survival guide, which is needed because I'm sure when you leave there, you're like, okay, what do I do? Okay, so there's a whole little bag that she gives you, and in the bag is the most important thing, is the healing cream, which is this little dude here. This is the healing cream. I'm supposed to put this on my eyebrows at least 3 times a day. So I'm just gonna kind of read off a little bit the aftercare survival guide. It says, hands off, do not pick or scratch your tattoo. Stay dry, avoid hot tubs, steam rooms, public pools, and the ocean during the healing process. Do not use any creams, oils, or makeup during the healing process except for the healing cream. What sucks about the healing process is that I can't work out, which I'm not a big working out person, but I did start being a little bit more active lately and sweating a lot, so I kind of had to cut that out. And then she gave me this little thing, which I thought was so cool because I did tell her that I needed to wash my hair over the weekend, which obviously if you're washing your hair, your face is gonna get wet, but she gave me this little shield, which I thought was so cool. So basically, this is an adhesive. I'm not gonna take it off because I'm eventually probably gonna use this one. But you take this adhesive strip off and you put it over your eyebrows like this, so that it sticks to your face while you're in the shower or while you're washing your hair in the sink, so that the water doesn't get on your eyebrows. So this is actually a very cool invention. Whoever made this up, maybe she did, I don't know who made this, but thought this was very cool. And I love this part right here where it says, don't freak out. Don't freak out, trust the process. First they get dark, like this, then they'll scab, then they'll look way too light, then finally the color returns and you'll be ready for a touch-up. So with her salon or office, the same day I made my appointment for the microblading, I also made my appointment for a touch-up. That's typically done about 4 weeks after your initial tattooing. So what do? I'll go back to her in 4 weeks and she'll do some retouching, and then that'll be it. These eyebrows should last me at least 2 to 3 years. If they don't, I can always go back and get a little bit of a touch up if I need to, but I am crossing my fingers that I don't have to do that because it is expensive. 3 years without having to do my eyebrows? Sign me up. I am so glad I got these done. I love how they looked. I wanted to show you how my face looks bare, so I have no makeup on right now because I wanted you to see what the eyebrows look like without any makeup, and then I'm gonna put makeup on so you can see how these eyebrows just really bring out my face and really brings out a full makeup look. So. Give it some.